all of us to discuss a very trending topic in the political scene. The story is trending across all social media platforms, this morning and even yesterday. And it's because the former VP candidate to Peter Obi's Dati Baba Ahmed made a statement in an interview recently. And he said, I decided to be VP to be out of sympathy for him because about 3 politicians rejected him. And then I decided to do that not out of ambition, but for the sake of Nigerians and because I don't want him to be stranded. And of course, people are asking questions to say that, why is it that you agree to be someone's VP out of sympathy and not out of your own personal ambition? And if you look at the 2023 general elections, Dati Baba Ahmed lost election in his ward, he lost in his local government because Atiku came first in that particular place, and of course Bola Ahmed Tinubu came second, while Labour Party, his party, came third, and of course the party of Rabi Kwakwanso came fourth in that particular area, his ward and his local government. So these are the issues this morning. And then he also mentioned quite face that he didn't like the idea that Peter Obi left the Labour Party. He also said, I'm trying to quote him now, that if at all Abure was causing a lot in the party, why can't he stay back and solve the problem? Because if Abure can give him issues, how sure is he that the likes of Seriake Dixon will not give him issues in the NDC? Or maybe David Mark will also not give him issues even in the ADC, because we all know that he defected to the ADC first and later on he stepped down and went to the NDC. So this is the issue this morning, because these two, as they slogan it out, while the core supporters of Peter Obi are trying to, tell Dati Baba Ahmed to stop talking about Peter Obi anytime he grants any interview. And at this point right now, it's not even certain who is going to be the flag bearer of the Labour Party as we speak, while we are all seeing it. And then he also mentioned something very funny. He said he has been able to notice that this particular man, Rabi Kwakwanso, who is said to become VP, to Peter Obi, walks in front of Peter Obi, and Dati Baba Ahmed did not do that. So that's another problem this morning. And people are asking questions, walking in front of the person who is the main flag bearer. Is it a problem? Is it an issue? Yeah, that's how much we can take on this particular topic and get more information online. Of course, be sure that we'll keep you abreast of the happenings surrounding this particular issue. And of course, it's time to turn to my guest this morning for the big story. I have with me in the studio Dr. Kunle Okonla, a security expert and a commentator on national issues. Welcome on board this morning.
Thanks for having me. Good morning, Nigerians.
Good morning to you.
Thank you.
Exactly. So the topic we are looking at this morning speaks to the security issue, in Ibadan, and then which courts across the entire country, because something happened in Ibadan, yesterday. Yeah. The younger sister of the former minister, Adebayo Adelabu, was actually abducted alongside her 2 sons. And Nigerians are asking questions, for this to happen, is it because these individuals are no longer afraid of the consequences of doing something like that, in broad daylight?
It's telling you that we have no security in any place in Nigeria. Okay. There is virtually no safe place now in Nigeria. North, northeast, north central, southeast. That has been on fire for a long time, and now southwest. That wasn't the first kidnapping within Ibadan city. Okay. There have been so many kidnapped, within Ibadan city that the families of the abductees did not even report to the police. They're afraid to do that because the abductee called and said, "Don't tell the police. If you tell the police, they will know and they will kill me." So many, ransom payment has been going on, in Oyo State, especially in Ibadan here. It's quite unfortunate, that within Ibadan city, this mega city, kidnapping is taking place, almost every now and then. I think the government should do something about it, because we are moving towards anarchy. Everybody is doing whatever he likes. Look at schools now. It's left for the discretion of the owners of the school whether to open school for students to come and learn or not. Some of them are closed because they are afraid.
But the private schools, some of them are still on.
But that's why most of the primary schools, today, they are not on. They are afraid. We know that the public schools are, on protest and a temporary holiday, you know. Although in my own opinion, I think that all of them should have joined initially, because what affects one affects all. But what I'm trying to say is that with all these things happening, it tells you that Ibadan is not safe. Oyo State is not safe. There is no place in Nigeria that is safe. Everybody should be careful. Our government has let us down. Our security agencies, so many of them, they have let us down. Our intelligence gathering agencies, so many of them, they have let us down. You know, for the past 20 days now, it's going to 20 days, those children have been there in the bush, 45 of them. Who knows their state? We don't even know how many of them are still alive, because it takes a guts and determination and the help of God for you to survive that long inside that bush. You know, it's been raining for so many days. They are there in the rain, in the sun. Children, one year, 3 months, 2 years, 5 years, they are there.
There was a time they said they want to speak directly to the government.
Yes, that's what they said. They said they want to speak directly, you know, to the governor, not to the families, because they knew that the families are peasant. This is a rural area. They can't come up with the ransom they're asking for. You understand? And this morning, the State House of Assembly, you know, they come up with a notion that we are not negotiating, you know, with the bandits. The governor should not negotiate. Now, if the governor is not negotiating, and the attempts of the military is being foiled, because the first time they went, you know, the kidnappers met them not just with AK-47, but with grenades, you know, explosive devices, that some of the soldiers were killed, some were injured, you know. And because of that, the abductors, they threaten the abductees that, you know, if it happens again, if they use kinetic, then we're going to, you know, we're going to kill all of you. You see the video of the principal and that woman begging the government, please don't use force, please, because the one you use is bouncing back. They have you know, picked another person that they want to behead. You know, it's sad. It's so sad, the situation that we find ourselves. The question that keeps coming to one's mind is that, why is it that, you know, every time we are moving towards general election, Nigerians must suffer in the hands of politicians?
I mean, the Senate president one time said, once we are done with elections, you know, the insecurity, you know, we go down, like we will have more peace in the nation.
And because he knows, they all know who is behind this. Gubi came out and said, the presidency know, the House of Assembly, the top politicians, they know the bandits, you know. And he was asked, you know, you go into the bandits. He said, I don't go in alone. When I want to go, you know, the government give me military men to follow me, to escort me. So they know who the bandits are. So if he's saying that after election, it might the kidnapping will go down, okay, you know, because he knows what he's saying. But why must we always suffer this much anytime election is coming? The last one, it was a Emefiele change of currency, you know, that many people died because we had money that we could not access. And do not till today, you know, we're still using that currency that they banned us from using before elections, just for their own, you know, selfish interest. You know, what is happening now is political. Some people are playing politics with human lives, even and it's quite unfortunate.
Abduction that happened yesterday.
That is what is political. It is political. You know, some people are playing politics. Quite unfortunate that is the masses that we, you know, feel the grunts, but, you know, it's a sad situation that we are in. the sad situation.
All right, before we continue, let's also talk about the ransom now. Let me link it to what is happening in Kwara State. Some persons were abducted in Yakwa, and then somebody escaped and came back to give them information that 5 of them are dead, including the wife of the pastor. And then he also said, and then the report we got, according to the pastor, is that they paid 20 million naira ransom and even bought goods worth 300,000 naira. But these people are asking for an additional 300 million naira. So does it mean that this has become like a business?
But kidnapping for ransom in Nigeria is a business, you know, a multi-billion naira business, a blossoming business. It's a business. What business transaction will you do that in just one transaction you will make a gain of 100 million? There is no such transaction, you know, that even when they know that the abductee, you know, is dead, or some of them are dead, they still keep on collecting money. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know how many of these children are still around. We don't know. They didn't allow the principal or the spokesperson of the abductee to talk about them. We are not sure. But they are still asking for ransom. That's why some state governors, you know, say they are not paying ransom again. Because the more you keep on paying ransom, you are helping financing the business. But what do we do now?
Is it possible to get them out without paying ransom?
Yeah, what do we do? Borno State governor said, I'm not paying ransom again. He told the military, you know, when you go after them, kill all of them. All right? Okay. Kill all of them. You cannot rescue them. Kill the kidnappers. Kill the people that have been, you know, kidnapped. I will use the money that I want to use to pay ransom. I'll give it to the families of the abductee. Though there is no amount of money that could be used in exchange of human lives. But what do we do now? Our government has failed us. There is no reason why this problem should persist till now. There are so many means, so many avenues of curtailing this before now. But it is political. All right? If you say anything against the government, anywhere in Nigeria, anywhere in the world, the Interpol or the agencies responsible, they will track you down. But the kidnappers are using phones, you know, to make calls. They are not tracked.
To record video.
To record video. They are not tracked. They are not tracked. You know, kidnappers will collect cash. Every Nigerian currency is numbered. You know, so easily you could know who spent this, where it is spent. When you pick one, you lead to another, then there will be arrest. We are not getting anything from it.
Do you think the security operatives are a bit calm and relaxed about, you know, tracking these people because of those in custody?
I don't think so. I strongly believe in Nigeria security architectures, the military. I believe so much that they are capable. The police. Okay. The police are working. They can work if they're allowed to work. You know, but in military, you obey the last order from the superior officer. It is what they ask them to do that they are doing. Why is it that most of the time, when such incidents are happening, kidnapping is happening, whether it's for 30 minutes or 1 hour or 3 hours, there will be no presence of police or the military until after the abduction, you know, are taking place. That's when they will come. Exactly. Then why is it that until after, that's when we have the jamboree, you know, okay, go after them, go this. Why? It's obvious for everyone to see. You know, it's obvious for everyone to see. Our government, from the presidency, the executive, the legislative, and yes, all of them, they know what is happening. How many times have names been forwarded to the presidency? It was forwarded to the past president, late Buhari. It's been forwarded to the present president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, of the names of sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. What have they done about it?
Certain people that were on the list said they actually debunked it, that they are not even part of it.
They have not done about it. How many arrests have been made? How many you know, investigation has been made? No. It's political. There's the hand of the government, there's the hand of top politicians, you know, in what is happening here. People that the government cannot confront because of their political interest. You know, so as long as that is there, we cannot win this war. It's not a war that we cannot win. But as long as we have interest of even the government in it, we cannot win this war.
Doctor, I want us to watch a video now of the abduction, because somebody was at the scene yesterday and the person was able to record the video. Let's watch the video.
Ring Road side. Those are kidnappers. They just kidnapped some people from this car. They are moving towards Ring Road side.
All right, Doctor. Nigerians are concerned because under this video, it has lots of comments, and Nigerians are worried for the person who recorded this video. To say that, how can we ensure the safety of the person that recorded this video and also the people that live around this environment?
I'm sure the person that released the video will do everything to hide, his or her identity now.
By vacating the environment?
He has to leave the environment, because before you know it, the kidnappers will get to know. They will get to know. They have their informants. They will get to know. It's quite unfortunate in the broad daylight. Quite unfortunate, And the people in the area, you can imagine the kind of fear that must have gripped people in that area now. By now, I believe that security agents should have been deployed heavily to that area. But if you go there, probably there is nothing. Maybe life still continues. You understand? And little children, boys, facing this, the traumatic effect, even after their release, because probably they're going to be released after they must have gotten the ransom. But how will you take that away from their memory? It might stay with them for the rest of their lives. Our leaders don't even know the damage, the amount of damages they're doing to the lives of people. Those children in the bush, how would they ever forgive Nigeria? Because it is Nigeria that happened to them. Is it a crime to go to school? Is it a crime to be a teacher? It's not a crime. It's not a crime. They have not done anything wrong to deserve this. Now they are at the mercy of kidnappers. Somebody pointing gun to your head almost all the time. That alone is traumatic. But what is it that we're doing them? I mean, they're still doing their campaign. They're still dancing. They're still chanting on your mandate. I don't know which mandate. We stand despite everything that is happening. And our people have not learned. They have not learned. I was speaking in a place. I said, I'm surprised that stadiums are still being filled up with people. Campaigning grants are still filled up. Declaration.
We are even preparing for June 12th. We read a story yesterday that the presidency is preparing for. There's going to be a gala night.
Life continues. In some modern nations, everything in this nation will have been granted. 45 people in the hands of these people, they will do everything to secure their release. Do you think the government should declare a state of emergency at this point? Well, we're already in the state of emergency. It's only that it's not officially declared. You are walking on the road, you are looking at your back. Who is following you? Who is going? Somebody called me yesterday and he said, please, one red car is following me. I said, okay, are you sure? All right, I'll say park and see what will happen. Not knowing that the person was just was just going on his own. And I said, look at what this thing is doing to us. Yes, you just have to be security conscious. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. Go out in the night now. It's only the brave one that you see outside. Everybody is at home. Everybody is at home. So it's high time the government did something if they really care about these people. But from what we've been seeing, they don't really care. They don't really care about us. They don't care. Somebody was saying in the news this morning, when we heard that the Oyo State lawmaker said no negotiation. He said, if one of your children or your wife is there, will you say there is no negotiation? Even big nations do negotiate. America do negotiate now. America sometimes will do exchange of prisoners, just so as to free their innocent citizens. You are saying there is no negotiation. Okay, what other alternative do you have that these children will be able to come out? The governor of Oyo State, Shemakinde, visited the place last Saturday. It was very, very, I believe, traumatic even for the governor. A woman came up and said, 4 of my children are there. The husband of the principal, Prof, came and knelt down and begged him, please, and governor was moved. He had to leave the seat, go and embrace them and bring them assurance. But that's how much he could do. He's not in charge of the military. He's not in charge of the police.
But APC responded to that comment, because I think I watched that video where he said, he cannot do so much. And APC responded by saying that he should resign if he doesn't know what to do in that situation and allow his deputy to continue.
He said he cannot do too much because you will expect that as the chief security officer of a state, you are in charge of all the security outfit. I mean, chief security officer. It's just like commander-in-chief of armed forces now, okay? And you cannot say military. You cannot say police. It's just title. Everybody believes that as chief security officer, you can do anything with the military, but no, he cannot. He cannot. If the Inspector General of Police did not give the Commissioner of Police of your state order, all right, there is nothing the governor can do. Governor is not even in the picture when they want to remove the Commissioner of Police of a state. Not to talk of the commander of the second mechanized division there. So that's why the governor says, I can only do much. There is nothing he can really, he can't command them. He can't really, if the order they get from above, that they're seeking to follow.
But the presidency also sent a delegate to that place, shortly after,
What have they been able to do? What have they been able to do? No, this is almost 20 days now. What have they been able to do? You want to understand the plight of those people. It's just like you cannot appreciate the need for light if you have never been in the dark. You won't know what it means to be living in fear, day and night, living in fear. See how lean those teachers were looking. What are they eating? What are they drinking? How are they sleeping? In the rain, in the sun. And we are saying no negotiation. And nobody is making any move, because by now, we should have gotten news. One bad thing about this situation is that we're not getting any information. It's even the abductors, the kidnappers that are giving us information by the video they are making. All right, and that video is well caught. You could hear somebody say 1, 2, 3, Toya talk. That's how much effrontery.
Okay, the defense of the government in terms of ruling out information is the fact that they don't want to say too much, that can give these people heads up, and that's why they are not talking too much. What do you make of that?
I understand confidentiality in information sharing. You understand? But in a situation like this, you should be bringing word of assurance to the people as per the progress. This is what we've been able to do. But the main tactics, rules of engagement, you won't release. But you should be the briefing. Nobody is briefing anybody. Nobody is telling anybody anything. All right? Even when the Inspector General of Police came, what did he tell the people? Pray for us. Just be praying for us. Just be praying for us. Governor went there. We will do our best. Nobody is telling us anything. Somebody said invite Gumi. At least it was in Oyo State, for election the other time. And many of us raised those that what is the meaning of this? Somebody that went to for Hajj, and it was not allowed, and it's a big star in Nigeria. If you have to invite Gumi, invite him. Let these children be released. Let them be released. Let the families breathe peace. You know, if I'm a parent of one of them, will I ever want my child to go to school in that place again? And if I don't have any other place to relocate to, that child is not going to school again for life.
Doctor, let's talk about certain patterns when it comes to these abductions. It appears these individuals are interested in schools and, of course, worship centers. What do you make of that?
For a long time, it has been like that, and our government is not doing anything. By now, I believe that with what has been happening since Chibok girls, every government school, all right, should have been well fortified in anticipation of what could have happened. And we've been shouting, we've been talking about it when the military started dislodging the bandits from the northeast, from the northwest. They moved to north central. When they were in north central, I remember I was in the several TV station saying that the next point, the next place is southwest, because the government forest reserve moved from just Kwara, then the next place is Oyo State. That we should beef up our security. Before we knew it, they infiltrate Kwara State, and so many occurrences in Kwara State, and yet we're still relaxed. We left Orire School. I saw the video of the school. There is no perimeter fence, there is no military base, there is no police base. In fact, the nearest military base to that place is in Ogbomosho. Okay, you just left those children there, and we know what has been happening in Kwara State.
So it means we are being reactive. Until an attack happens, we don't plan.
That is the problem that we've been having. Medicine after death, and it's not helping us. It is not. By now, we should have known that it is not helping us.
As a security expert, do you think we have enough personnel that can actually man these areas? I mean, the flashpoints across the country.
What of the Safe School Initiative Fund? Do you know how much have been spent on Safe School Initiative without any result? Without any result. This morning, the senators, they are saying they want to probe the military, because of the huge amount of money that's been sent to them for to fight insecurity. Okay. I say in the midst of crisis, that's when he wants to start probing. You want to weaken these people. The military they are doing, they will not do again. The military is working. Do you know how many have died? Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Something happened in this nation that was enormous. So many military officers were killed because they were ambushed. They were ambushed. That's the person you are saying go after them is in the bush is the father of somebody, or is a brother to somebody. It might be the breadwinner. And what do you give them? AK-47. And the people you are going to meet, they're using grenade. They're using IEDs, And Nigeria could afford all this. We've been talking about drones for a long time. When Nigeria, when the index, security index, for nations came out, and Nigeria came forth on the ladder of most terrorized nation, after Pakistan, Iran, and Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso swung into action. Now in Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou and so many major cities, there are centers, wherein they have TV screens,
okay,
where the military send drones to their forests and they monitor what is happening, and they load these drones with explosive, and they are getting rid of the bandits. In fact, we saw the videos of the bandits leaving. Many of them died. Burkina Faso there. Do you know how many Burkina Faso you can remove from Nigeria? We didn't react. We did not do anything, because it's political. Some people are making huge gain because of this. And because a lot of money is involved, they don't want it to stop. So it's now left for you and I to be very careful, and we can only do the best. Can you carry gun now? We can only do.
It takes an expert to do that.
It takes an expert to do that. Even if you have gun, you still have to be trained on how to use it. You have to be trained. you know. But every Dick and Harry is having guns. Campaign will start now. You will see how many guns that are that is with people, you know, and most of them are not licensed. It's like Nigeria is seated on a gunpowder that could explode at any time, and we wonder if our leaders are not saying this, but they don't really care as long as, you know, they're able to secure their political ambitions. They don't really care. But like somebody asked, okay, if you kill everybody or allow everybody to be killed, who do you want to govern, you know, on? Let's think about it, about this thing. There is nobody that will live here for life. You will die one day. And when you die, it is what happened when you are in power or when you have a certain position that people will remember after you. People are talking about Buhari now. People are talking about Abacha. People are talking about, you know, Idiagmo. You know, the president won. Okay, we pray that God gives him longer life. But one day, it too will go and people will talk. What do you want people to say about you when you are gone? Let's stop playing politics with human life. Human life is sacred. You can't give it. Why are you taking it? Even people that are very, very sick, that the doctors know that they're not going to live for long. You know, in some nations they still don't allow euthanasia. That is, you know, helping him to die. They don't allow. They said even if it is 2 hours he needs to live, let him live that 2 hours. Don't help him to die, because life is sacred. In some nations there is nothing you can do. In Britain now, there's nothing you can do. There is no death penalty, because they believe that life that you cannot give, you must not take. You understand? And here on a daily basis, we hear of death and death and death and death. 3 weeks ago, the whole of Germany was at a standstill. What happened? A drunk person drove into a shopping mall and killed 2 people. And the whole of Germany, you know, was at a standstill. I say in Nigeria, you need to listen to news, all those news. I stopped listening anyway. 1, 2, 3, where they tell us about all those terrible things that has happened.
Natural news.
They call them different names. I stopped listening because it's so scary. And it's like we're used to it. We're used to hearing 30 people have been killed, 50 people have been killed, and they're not chicken. If you raise chicken and 30 of them die, you will feel it. You know. So I want to plead that our leaders should please think. They should think about when they are not going to be around.
Yes,
stop playing politics with human lives.
Speaking about the leaders, now we need to conclude. What concrete evidence will convince you that at this point it appears that we have been able to win this war against insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria?
We have not won any war.
I mean, like, what concrete evidence will you see? I mean, at that point that you can tell, okay, it appears that we are seeing a result in a way.
When every time the you know, election is over and a new leader comes in Nigeria, if you look at the pattern, for like 3, 4, 5 months, you will not hear of any kidnap or any killing. Okay. Everything will just go down, and that's at that time we always say, you know, thank God we're over this. Before you know it will happen again. That thing, that method, that strategy, whether kinetic or not kinetic, that they always use, you know, before election and during election and 3, 4 months after election, you know, that we always have peace. We are begging them to, you know, use that strategy, use that method. We know that the president is a technocrat, is a master strategist. You know, let them just help us. We're pleading that they will help us because we have no military minds. They should help us. There is anarchy in the land. You know, when kidnappers are coming on social media, on video, without their faces covering, they used to cover their faces, but no, they don't do it. Threatening. I saw one yesterday saying Oyo State belongs to our forefather. One Fulani guy was saying that Usman Dafidu owns Nigeria. And another girl, Fulani girl, was saying when the British were going, who did they hand over Nigeria to? Say they hand it over to us. We will kill you, we will finish you, and nobody. There's not going to be any arrest, because if there had been arrest of such persons before, it will serve as a deterrent to them. It's just that. But you say something that affects the government, then you will know that intelligence agencies and police, they're working. So it's hanging on the shoulder of the government, of our leaders. They should help us. We don't want to die. Yeah, I mean, children are not in school. Now they're writing WAEC. Can any student go to Orire to go and write WAEC?
Speaking about WAEC, something happened yesterday. I just had a conversation that some students had to write exam till around 6:30 p.m. in a situation where people are still trying to run a skater and then ensure that they are safe. Can't we work on that timetable?
I have a school. I have a private school. My student came out of the examination around to 7. Around to 7. It's even better. Last year, during the English paper, some of them did till 10 p.m.
Wow.
Yes, 10 p.m., 9 p.m. All right. Things are breaking down. We're not intact. Every segment, every peristalsis, we are not. It's what affects the heads, affect the whole body. Affects the whole body. Some parents have to come to the center to come and wait for their children. When your child left home they left around 8 o'clock to the center and
still writing an exam till
around 6:30. So they have to go and stay. What if the bandit strikes? Father is there, mother is there, children is there. So the whole family is taken captive. Our government should step in and help us.
It's a lot. Thank you so much, Dr. Kunle Okunlola, security expert, for helping us to highlight certain things that the government should do. We should stop being reactive and, of course, be proactive. And, of course, to the audience, a big thanks to you for joining this particular session today. And, of course, we'll see you tomorrow. This is the end of our Daybreak Live this morning. My name is Oluwayemi Adelaku. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.